Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Clay Rammage, back again with another Goodwill Bins Haul, this time after we got back from vacation. So found some great stuff today. It was funny because the cashiers were talking about how they're like, Clay, you always find the greatest stuff. And I'm like, it's because you have the greatest stuff put out. So the one lady goes, well, thank you. I intentionally put it out just for you. So yeah, it was a good time. We had a great vacation. And but it's great to be back and doing things, and I'm hot. This is the first winter I'm going to be in my new office space, and I don't think it's going to be cold down here from the feel of it right now. I'm in long sleeves and I'm like really hot. So anyway, I'm rambling on, and we got a lot of stuff to cover today, so I'm not going to take too much time to talk around. But first off, I did want to thank one of my YouTube friends who, if you check in the background, I have a new Hawaiian shirt, thanks to Catherine. And Catherine, thank you so much for sending that. That was great, greatly appreciate it. Love that style and can't wait for it to warm up and wear it. Although with as warm it is in my shop right now, I might just change shirts and put that on. That might be a lot more comfortable for me. Anyway, but yes, thank you. And let's just get into this haul. I'm not gonna do all the normal subscribe, like, comment, blah blah. You guys know what to do. I found this. It's a Hershey's chocolate bar even. What I believe to be, you could say it's a trivet, but what I think it's for a candle. Yeah, I was like, well, it's light, expensive, and I love Hershey, so should be good. As you guys know, lately I've been picking up a lot of cross-stitch items. Picked up this counted cross-stitch piece. It's pink and red floral bookmarks, it says. And well, we'll try it. And speaking of, these were finished crewel pieces. There's two owls. These are awesome. Wonderfully framed. Oh, and the person's name that did them is on the back. That's cool. So yeah, owls are awesome, and I do well with finished crewel work, framed. So we're going with it when I can find those. Found this little votive holder is what I believe it to be. Look at those graphics on there. And then on the bottom it is marked Paragon patent pending. This is, at first I wasn't sure if it was glass or acrylic, but now that I'm here I can see it's glass. So it's melted glass with this beautiful pattern on it. So that's really cool. And now I have to tell you, it surprises me many times how many things at the bins survive, and you guys have seen some of the footage where everything is just piled in there and all that kind of stuff. But I was amazed this particular piece survived. It's a hand-blown Christmas tree. It's got the sticker on the bottom, made in Italy. It's very lightweight, which means it's very thin, delicate glass. Even the star at the top did not get demolished. And none of the little arms. I was like, wow. So I grabbed it. And then I saw this little baggie next to it. And I thought, well, what's in there? So I said, well, let me look in that. And these are hand-blown little Christmas ornaments. Well, presents, rather. But I believe, let's see if this works. I haven't tried this yet. I believe they hang on this tree. Look at that. Is that cool or what? I was so excited. So I think these two go together. I was pretty amazed I was able to put them back together. Yeah, good stuff. All right, this thing is like one of the filthiest, dirtiest things I've ever found at the bins. Look at the dirt piled on top of it. It's a high chair planter made by Napco Ware, which of course commonly called Napco, made in Japan, which is actually stands for National Potteries. But it's in excellent condition, probably because it sat somewhere that it was never touched, obviously. but I've never seen a high chair planter. That's why I picked it up. And when I see things that I've never seen before, I'm like, I'm gonna pick it up. Again, I don't think it's a high dollar item, but just the fact that it's unusual, that it's a high chair. Usually they're rocking chairs with little bears or people or whatever, but high chair, cool. All right, found a couple bunnies. This will be for Easter. They did have a label on it, but this one's missing and that one's just got part of it. Made in Korea is what it says. And I think it was the same person because it was in the same box and also has the same multi-layers of dirt. so yeah. Found this plate. It's made in England. It's Cato Royal Wenton, I think it's Wenton. John Stephen Tunn and Sons. So yeah, then, and there was another one, a matching bowl, but it was broken. So I grabbed the plate because it was not broken. And then there was, somebody had a top collection because I found tons of tops. This one's just a plain walnut one. Some of these are painted. This one was painted. This one's painted. This one was painted. I don't know why I grabbed all these, but I just thought they were cool. So I grabbed them. This one was painted. Kind of a ladybug. Oh yeah, it's a ladybug if you turn it this way. Fun. And then there's this one that's painted. And then there's this great big one. Again, I think all of these are handmade. So I don't know if they were made by the same person or what, but I was excited to see all of these. So I grabbed them. And I have sold some tops before, so I'm not new to tops. So that was good. I found a few figurines that I grabbed. These are two Lefton clown figurines. Clowns are hit or miss. People love them, people hate them. But they're in excellent shape, still with the labels on the bottom. These, well, I'll show in a minute. Found a couple candles. And I found a couple of these tiny candlestick holders, Christmas ones. These are made in Germany. These are not the West Germany ones that you see a lot. Oh, that one's broken. Too bad. I found two little Mexican vases. But that one's broken. I don't know if I broke that or I don't think so. I just grabbed them. I didn't really look closely at them. So, but I found these really cool Swedish skiing figures. And there's multiples. There's this one. He's cool. There's, oh, this one's even labeled on the back. This little guy. There's the name. Never heard of that. I'll have to look that up. And then this one has the original Bungströms from Sweden, handmade. Another one. Cute little guy. This one is a bell. I thought that was pretty fun. This guy is awesome. He's got his little lantern. He's marked made in Sweden. They're all marked made in Sweden. Oh, here they are. I was like, I know I have more because I picked up a number of them. And there's this guy. He's got articulated arms, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So there's the label on him. And then there's this little guy. He's missing his label, but, and I wonder if, oh, his arms were at one point glued together. They come unglued. They must have been around something, and I bet you that's what it is. I found these pair of skis that were loose. Now I know they were probably part of, you know, glued together somehow with him, and I just pulled his arm out. But yeah, and these type of items sell well here in the Twin Cities. So I was excited to find those. And then there was this little clip. Look at that, isn't that cool? And then I also found these two candlestick holders. They're also marked made in Sweden on the bottom. So what a great little collection of Swedish items. I was excited to find those. Then I found this box of candlesticks. Now I'm not normally a candlestick guy, but this one, look, Knob Hill Nordic collection. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just keep the theme going then. So that was fun. So that was kind of all of those. I found this little stand. It's got hooks on it. And actually I thought, you know, I can use this down for display down at the Pink Elephant. And of course have it for sale too, but I just thought it was a really cool little stand. I found a whole bunch of marbles. They're all modern marbles, I believe. I don't believe I really haven't looked closely to see if there's any vintage ones. But then I also found this toy tambourine. So I used it to hold the marbles. And then I found several pieces of artwork. One of them was buried under the book, so I'll go through the books in a minute. But look at it. This is actually a piece of fabric with this design on it. But look at this. Somebody framed. Isn't that awesome? The colors are super vibrant, so it's not been exposed to much sunlight. The glass is extremely dirty. And here you can see on the back, there's the fabric stretched around the back of the cardboard. So yeah, and you know, this was framed a long time ago. As in, you know, probably 40, 50 years ago that this was framed and hung up, I would say. Just based on the frame and things. So that was really cool. I love that. And all total today I spent $28. So one or two items, and I already have my money back on this particular haul. That I'm not sure what I'm gonna price on that picture, but probably like $60 to $75 for that, because it's just so wonderful. The owl pictures, these will probably be, you know, for the pair of them, $18 to $20 for both of them. So that kind of thing. So again, yeah, this is just a huge amount of profit in a lot of ways. All right, so let's go through the books real quickly, and then I'll show you the very last piece. This book, The Shadow of the Moon, it's still got its dust cover on it. This was actually a library book. It says Public Library of Newark, Ohio. Now what's interesting is this particular book is, you know, has some value to it, Shadow of the Moon by MMK. But the other thing with books is sometimes library books can have more value. You think, oh, they got the stamps, they got the writing in them, you know, that devalues them. Not necessarily, because that shows the provenance of the book. That shows that it, you know, that it's authentic, if you will. That this was ordered and bought by the library, put in their collection, maintained in their collection until a certain time. And sometimes they'll have a withdrawn stamp in it. This one does not. Sometimes they do. So that it doesn't necessarily hurt the value for it to be coming from a library, just so you guys know. And now this one's interesting because they don't have the, you know, Dewey Decimal on the end. Not Dewey Decimal, the library system numbers. I'm drawing a blank. I used to volunteer and do all of that stuff. Anyway, but the other great thing about this is because it was a library edition, they had the plastic over the dust cover, so the dust cover is in excellent condition. Not suffering any damage. All right, now, got that out of the way. Picked up this book. It's called The First Through a Century. And I was like, the name was just weird. It's a weird phraseology. The First Through a Century. So I was like, okay, the first is fully capitalized. What does that mean? So then I turned to this page and then I figured it out. It's a history of the First National Bank of St. Paul. So this is a local book published in 1954. And this one is a first edition. And so this is a local piece, which is great for around here. So it'd be interesting too to learn about the First National Bank. Picked up some kids' books. Looking In by Dorothy Aldous. Encyclopedia Brown, he had a whole series of stuff out there. Found some golden books. Animal Dictionary, The Three Bears, The Christmas Donkey, Merry Christmas with Tom and Jerry. Those are pretty awesome. Had this one, Fun at the Beach. This is one of the little tiny tot tales. And this one's in pretty good shape. Found this book, 134 paintings in full color of flowers. Botany Guide still sell. Actually, we sell them at the Pink Elephant, surprisingly enough. All right, Arctic Adventure. This is a vintage book. Here you can see it's stamped all over Withdrawn. This was that library copy I was talking about. And what's interesting is somebody says purchased from Wilmer Library on Crazy Days in 1980. So that just gives even further provenance to this particular book as to where it came from. And it was published in 1920 something, I believe. Oh, 1938. And this is the 5th printing. So again, it's not in the best of shape, but you guys know me in books. All right, Who's a Pest? Not me. Not me. Oh, that was a different book. 1962. Fun book. And this one I picked up for my brother. Water Well Handbook. He is a water well driller and maintainer, and this one is funny because it's the Missouri Water Well Drillers Association. So I thought he would get a kick out of that one. Then I also found these 6 of these Junior Deluxe editions. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm missing 1, 2, 9, and 10. There were 10 of these in this series, and these are pretty good. Have pretty good value for books. So like $10 each kind of value, depending, you know, on sets you could get a little more. Anyway, light bulb, I shouldn't say $10. I'm questioning myself, sorry. Probably more like $6 to $7 each. Found a light bulb, always use those, especially when they cost almost nothing at the bins. This is for me personally, Dean Koontz. Some of you know I'm a Dean Koontz fan. So, and if I can get all of his books in hardback, I try. So I found that one. Okay, so this is the last piece I found. And this is a framed print of America, which is our national anthem, by Reverend Samuel Smith. Just before he died, he wrote it out by hand. And so this is a facsimile copy of what he wrote out at the end. And somebody wrote on the back the history of this particular piece, that it came from their uncle in the late 50s or early 60s. It was in an old frame, and then they had it reframed into this frame. Has value, was often admired by antiquers at the 75 house tours. So it must have been in a house where somebody was doing tours and people were admiring it. So I did a brief look to try to find this particular document and when it was printed, but I can't. So at least not on a quick scale. But anyway, so that's what we found at the bins today. I'm excited about it. Yeah, we got lots of work to do. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time.